Hello, today I'll show you how to make a landscape architecture section, going through the process of how I made this one right here for a project recently. So the first thing I'll do is open up my CAD file, similar to past videos, release clipping mask, delete all of the stuff that's not needed, isolate it so that I just get my section here. And then I will create new layers, call this one the cut line, dimensions, trees, and people as, and save that as an Illustrator file so that you can link it later on. And you want to open up your AI version of it, not the PDF. And then I will start with creating the section line, just tracing over, snapping to the anchor points from the CAD diagram. Like so. And then I will adjust the line weight, put it to 3. And then you see here, it kind of got these rounded edges and these sharp corners, which isn't super realistic. So what I like to do is go to Object, Path, Smooth, and then I'll just adjust that so that it smooths it out a little bit and gives it this little bit of round, such as that it shows more realistically what it is. So in here we'll put it as Pass. And then up next I'll isolate these layers, get in here, move the tree, create that in CAD so you know its scale. Actually, I'll undo that, select everything here. And let's change it all to black so it's easier to see. Select the tree, dimension out the height and the canopy spread. Person here, 1.7 meters. Put that on the people layer. These dimensions onto the dimension line, turn that off. And then this one here can go there, that's the overpass one. And then you can delete this original layer because that's just the other line work. So we'll save that file and go to Photoshop, create a new file, 36 by 24 so it matches the same. File, place linked, and then you'll find where you saved that Adobe Illustrator file, place, media box, okay, done. Save it as name, section, okay. Now you got the Photoshop file, we can go back here and turn all of these ones on and start recreating this file here. Can begin with the creek. I didn't add in, how did I do that? Oh, I added that in after this is a different section actually. We'll just pretend like there's no creek there and just make the hills and the crossing and do trees and people. So you can save and that'll automatically update because it's a linked file. And then we can start by adding in trees, so one's closer, more saturated are in view, one's behind or not. So you can go to Pinterest and search up tree. It shows you tree PNG. I have a folder of trees, but for this one here, we'll just show you how to do it here and make your own PNGs essentially. So you can Control T, bring it up so you can get the sizing correct. Close enough. But then that one will still have the background, so you can go color range, remove. Now that's just the tree here. Group that, we can put that into a folder called trees, and then want this one here to be closer, we'll put it about 60%. Alt click and drag, put another one here, put that one at 40%. Oops. Put that one at 40% as they move away in distance, they'll get less saturated. We'll put a few of them over here, grab both of those, put those down to like 20. Repeat another one. We can do as well as Control T, flip them and kind of resize them so it makes it look like you're using different ones almost than you are, even though you're just repeating the same tree the whole time. Control drag, another one. And if you hold shift while adjusting this, you can adjust it just based on one direction rather than if you don't hold shift, it goes in every direction. Do another one here. We'll readjust sizing on that one so it looks a little bit different as well. There. Bring another one here. And do one last big one in the background. Change that to like 10%. And some of these ones we can change down to 10 as well. And then now you have them all in the same folder, you can come down and create a layer mask and turn on your brush. And then you can just shift click beneath the section line and that will just erase, create a mask so the trees don't show below the section line. Control save, and then now because we're done with the trees, we don't need our reference one. Control save, update, that'll leave. Now we can put some people in here, so let's go cart Yo kid. I think I did on the last one. I really like the way that it turned out. Go to Photoshop, paste. Let's do remove background. And then you can resize them. So it's 1.7 meters. That's for average male height in North America. Or Canada, I don't remember. So I want to make it a little bit smaller since it's a kid. And we can put them so like they're cartwheeling down this hill here, having some fun. Done. Group that. Name that to people. And then what I like to do is do a color overlay. Put it to 100% and then choose a color you like. I think in my example I had them as green, but we'll just do dark gray. Okay. And then if you adjust the opacity of the individual layer, that'll change how saturated it is. So we'll add some more people here. These kids chasing each other. Bring it outside. Remove background. Hopefully this just works perfect. Worked very nice. And then we can adjust the rotations a little bit. The sizing. Done. I don't really like that this one in the background doesn't really fit, so I'll just go ahead and just erase him from it. And then move those people down there. Put those down to like 60%. Come back here. No, I like that. Throw this one in here. Put some nice fill there. Move background. Now they're just jumping on the hill. And turn the people off now. I probably don't even need them. Back to Photoshop. No, too many people. Okay. People walking their dogs. Perfect. Roughly remember the sizing. Put those in there and we'll put that at like 30%. So you can just keep repeating this process as many times as you want and fill up with as many people as you think is realistic for it, but this one's pretty close to the amount of people in vegetation. Now we can look at doing this fill here and then some dimensions. Come here. I think all I did was this, just magic wand, click inside, choose color. Can name that as bridge. I don't remember what I call it. Leave that below. Then we'll come back here and we'll adjust these dimension lines so that they're consistent. Huh. Oh, it's because the cut line has a fill on it. That's what it is. Okay. Pressing A we'll create it so you can select the points rather than the whole thing. And then I'll usually just do a pen, click, hold shift so I get that 45-degree angle, like so. V to unclick, drag that so it's in the middle, alt click, drag over, alt click, drag over. Now I got my dimensions here. Go with text, say 3, put that in there, then oops, alt drag over. What did I say? We'll put creek even though it's not there, just so it has that little bit there. And then you can come here, shift click on these two, alt drag over so that they're in line. And you can go A, drag that anchor point down, this one A, shift across, and then want it to line up, just drag them into place like so. Top, center it the best you can, Control save, back to Photoshop, got all those in there. And then the last thing missing here is some grass, so I'll search for grass clumps, maybe that'll work, see how that comes. Sure, try one of these. This one here probably is not the best way of doing this, takes a little bit of time, but that's all right. Once you remove, Control T, drag it down to it's about the size you want. If it goes underneath, that's fine. Alt drag, alt drag, alt drag, alt drag, alt drag. Just do that like a lot of times basically. And then you can come here, all those layers you just made, Control E, put them into one layer. Alt drag, alt drag, alt drag. And then you can group all of those together, name them as grass. Do another layer mask, brush. Swap it to black. Remove what is underneath. On the side here, we can click and hold shift to get that straight line. And then Control E, merge all those layers. Don't really like that they're super saturated, so we can go with the hue saturation here. Oops. Link that to that layer, tone down the saturation a little bit, maybe the lightness can go up. So, save. And then, yeah, it's getting pretty close to this, to be honest with you. Maybe we'll add in a sky. I don't usually add skies, but kind of distracting. Sky background. See what this comes up with. Sure. Not the best, but also not the worst. Resize it so it roughly fits what we need on our dimensions there. Shift drag it down a little bit. Shift drag it up. Send this to all the way back. Don't really want it super saturated. 20%. Maybe adjust it so it creates more of this inner part. Another layer mask. Just click, drag, get that off. Control save. Maybe I can do some birds too. Birds PNG. Sure, perfect. Paste. Move background. Let's see what this does. Just adding in some layers. We'll rename this birds. So we know this can become sky. Birds, we can readjust them, kind of have them like coming out of the top a little bit. Maybe put that to 80% opacity. Let's get some more. We like wildlife here. Maybe these ones, why not? Don't know what they are. Throw them in there. Remove background. Remove background seems to be working quite good here. Can resize these a little bit. Have them coming in. Control S to save. It's looking pretty good. Ideally, you'd extend the grass up a little bit, but generally that's the idea. Hope that's helpful. That's usually the process I go about for making my sections. Kind of ripped through it, but got a pretty similar result. To be honest, I kind of enjoy the way this one looks, but best of luck making your graphics. Thank you.